Welcome to FOST. My name is Aaron Flowers. We are broadcasting live on YouTube today instead of Facebook. All right. Um, FOST stands for Fans Only Sports Talk to our new viewers that is on YouTube. All right. Um, I like to put this disclaimer out here for FOST. Like I said, it's Fans Only Sports Talk. So we are fans only talking about the sports we like and the things that we feel as though need to be addressed. We are not professionals. We are not analysts or any of those things. We are just fans talking about the sport that we love. And at this topic, we're talking about the NFL football season is underway. Yes, the football season has started here, and we are elated to see the the first week is coming to an end on tonight as the San Francisco 49ers go against the Jets, New York Jets. The return of Aaron Rodgers is going to be something great to see going against a good team like the Niners. It will definitely test to see if Aaron Rodgers and that team is ready. Also, noticing that Hassan Reddick has not signed a contract, requested for a trade, has not shown up into the facility. This may be a hindrance to the team, but we hope that Aaron Rodgers can stay healthy enough and see what that team can do. The Jets has been putting all their money on Aaron Rodgers to make a return in order to make the Jets a playoff team. Not only a playoff team, but get them to the promised land and get them to the Super Bowl. It seems like it's been tedious for the Jets since I think it was Joe Namath that was with the Jets, and that's their last Super Bowl that they actually won. And so when you look at the Jets at this time, they have a great defense, great offense. Now they have the quarterback that they wanted. Um, so that's the thing that's been hindering them for the last couple of seasons is because they tried other quarterbacks out. They even drafted some, and it just didn't work out with the Jets. I don't know what it is about the Jets that they can never get their stuff together. I'm hoping that we can see a different Jets team that can actually be competitive in that AFC. On the other hand, you got the San Francisco 49ers who were just in the Super Bowl and lost to Patrick Mahomes. And you're wondering if that 49ers team that is assembled so well, they have weapons all over the board. You you see the weapons with um, Brandon Ayuk, which signed the deal. You got George Kittle. You got Debo Samuels. So when you look at the Niners, and then you look on the defense with Fred Warner, Bosa, uh, and they got the middle tackle that they got from the Philadelphia Eagles. They are stacked all the way around. When you look at the Niners, you go, where is the flaw in the Niners? The pressure is more so on Brock Purdy to perform and to deliver them a Super Bowl trophy or ring. My thoughts is with the Niners is this: with so much talent and so much good coaching, um, the onus is on the coaches. The coaches have to put them in the right position in order to play consistent, maintain focus, and keep them as a caliber team. Um, it is imperative that the Niners make sure that they maintain the focus, especially with the NFC, the NFC East, the NFC North. They have some teams that's actually on the heels of the Niners. You look at Dallas. Dallas looked really good against a um, Cleveland defense. I can't believe that I'm actually saying this being a Philadelphia Eagles fan, but truth be told, Dallas looked pretty good against a Cleveland defense that was top of the NFL just a season ago. So when you look at it in that kind of frame, you're saying, well, wow, if Dallas is playing like that and they have some weapons too. Um, Philadelphia didn't look good, but they added weapons to their already arsenal that they had. When you look at Jalen Hurts, he is the key to all those weapons. Um, that offensive line is the key to getting production done. So when you talk about that offense, you're talking about AJ Brown, you talk about Devontae Adams, Devontae Smith, you got Dallas Goddard, Johan Dotson, um, Saquon Barkley. You're looking at all this talent in on that offensive side of the ball, and you're going, hey, this team can make it to a Super Bowl. And yes, everything looks good on paper, but I always say this: the paper don't produce championships. I'm sorry. You have to go out there and play this game and make sure that you get uh, make sure that you are focused every game in order to win a game. And so what I saw with Philadelphia against Green Bay was rust. I'm gonna say just rust because they did not get a chance to play during preseason, and it showed. Poor snaps, interceptions in the red zone, interception in double coverage. It was just not good. But what I can say about that defense is um, Vic Fangio has those guys playing very well on a high level, and Quinyon Mitchell, Darius Slay, um, those guys played phenomenal. I wish I would have seen more sacks on the quarterback than what we did. Bond was great as a linebacker. Uh, N'Kobe Dean had a chance to have a pick six. Those are the things that I see, and I go, well, Philadelphia has a nice rounded team. On the other side of the ball is Green Bay. Now, shouts out to Green Bay. I really got to give them their kudos. Shouts out to Green Bay because this is a young team. And when you look at Green Bay, talking about Jordan Love, you talk about Watson, Reed killed us yesterday. Then you had Jacobs. You got weapons on that offense. Um, Jordan Love just looked like he was poised, very accurate. He did throw an interception, but for the most part, he played a pretty good game up until he got hurt. When I looked and checked to see how the injury report on Green Bay, uh, it saddened me to see that Love will be out 3 to 6 games. MCL sprain to his leg, and I hope and pray that he can get back on the field soon because he is a key component to that offense. And what I like about Green Bay is this: they kept fighting. They kept fighting. They kept fighting. They did not try to, they did not throw in the towel or wave the flag. These guys kept fighting, and they're going to have that type of mentality throughout the season due to the fact that they have the Lions in their division, which we saw last night. Detroit, to me, who rust. I'm going to just say rust because there are certain things that I've seen with golf or golf and the play calling that was just, I think, was rust. They had to wait until overtime in order to get the running game going to actually win the game, which they should have actually did that before overtime and won the game. I just didn't understand the thought process of that. Because if they probably wouldn't have got the ball, if they wouldn't have got the ball first, I think Rams would have came down there and scored. And that's just my thoughts. But woulda, shoulda, coulda. when we talk about those teams that's in the NFC, you have to talk about the 49ers. You have to talk about the Philadelphia Eagles. You have to talk about um, now the Dallas Cowboys. You have to talk about Green Bay. You have to talk about the Lions. These teams, those five teams, is really going to be a battle, and it wouldn't shock me at all that all five teams make the playoffs, and it's just a battle for like maybe Atlanta or uh, Seattle or what's the other team? Um, Arizona. Those kind of guys or those kind of teams that actually get that last seed. So or the last two seeds. When you think about the overall NFL plan and how these teams has actually built their roster to win, not win tomorrow, but they trying to win right now. They want us Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl, whoever is the AFC team. I actually went off the limb this year and picked. I did not pick Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. Some people said I was crazy, and laughed at me. But I didn't pick them because due to the fact that I really like the Texans. If it's any team out of Texas that is going to come out to and make a Super Bowl, the closest team is the Texans. That defense looked good. I love their quarterback. I love the components and the pieces that they put together in order to help CJ Stroud. I love the coaching. The coaching is great with D'Amico Ryan. Um, Offensive coordinators is still consistent and staying in the ear of the quarterback, which you always want to see on the sidelines. These are great things to see and hear when you're talking about um, perfecting a team. Now, no team is going to be perfect, but they strive to be perfect. And so, what they do is they give themselves chances. When I see organizations like the Giants not giving all that they can in order to be successful, um, it bothers me. It bothers me. It's like they've already taken the defeated road and they're okay with it. When I look at teams like um, Kansas City, Kansas City has built their roster year in and year out. If you look how they are built, Kansas City is that team that you go and say they're going to be good for a while. Andy Reid is going to make sure that he picks the right individuals for a system. Now, see, another thing I like about this too, about Andy Reid and the Kansas City Chiefs is this: Kansas City doesn't show you the same offense all the time, and my boy Andy Reid is one of those coaches that like to evolve. He always tries to do new things. He adds in new wrinkles. Then with Patrick Mahomes, he can implement those plays with Jason Kelsey. I mean Travis Kelsey, and uh, they picked up a speedster and Xavier Worthy, which shown his worth as he took it to the house twice. And so when you look at Kansas City, that is an organization that is built on trying to be better every single season. And they put their players in the right position in order to be successful. The, the problem is with other teams like the Giants and their marketing scheme, they don't understand the value of the player. If that was the case, they would have never signed Daniel Jones to that big deal uh, without signing Saquon Barkley. You know, Saquon Barkley, I think they felt as though that they could get a running back like of his caliber anywhere, which I don't see. Saquon was the heart and soul of that Giants offense, and so now that he is gone, uh, you you're gonna struggle because you took away. Daniel Jones safety blanket, where he could run the ball, he could catch the ball from the back out of the backfield. Giants didn't give him. Well, let me put it like this: they setting Daniel Jones up for failure. That's all, and I don't think they're fully in on Daniel Jones. I don't think they're fully committed to Daniel Jones at all. And so when you look at the organization, you're going, well, why aren't they putting the pieces to the puzzle, and what are they really doing? What is their identity? What are they trying to create? And I don't see what they're trying to create in that organization. Um, as you can see, they lost to the Vikings 28-6. Didn't even see an end zone. Saquon Barkley seen the end zone 3 times. So that's 21 points right there. Or take the extra point away, but 21 points right there. Okay. So that was the main part of your offense. Another organization that I'm baffled with is the Carolina Panthers. What identity are you trying to show? Where you, what puzzle are you trying to build? What kind of weapons are you trying to give this young quarterback? Where's the offensive line? They got destroyed by the Saints, 47-10. Come on now. Sooner or later, something has to change. These are the organizations I say that needs help. They need to find a blueprint to find an identity for themselves. Because when you look at these organizations, you got to say, you scratch your head and be like, well, you have somewhat of talent. You didn't build talent around the individuals. You didn't make it seem like people or like they feel comfortable playing for your team. You know, uh, some of them come there for a check, and some of the players come there because of the expectations and the hype that you gave them in order for them to be successful. Okay, another organization is the Titans. The Titans did pick up some key players, and they are trying to gather themselves. They went away and uh, got rid of Derrick Henry. They got rid of Tannehill. So I think they're in a rebuilding stage. They do have some weapons, and it's going to take time for that group of guys to grow. Um, they barely lost to the Bears. The Bears, it was just turnovers where the Bears actually won. The Bears. And so when you look at it in that kind of way, uh, Titans may be one of those teams that's going to shock you and win more games than that we actually had them winning. Um, the Jaguars and Dolphins, beautiful game, 2017. I want to talk about Tyreek Hill. Okay, just give me a moment to talk about Tyreek Hill. Why give the ding on that? Because Tyreek Hill was on his way to work, and he had got pulled over by the police officers. They got him to get out of his car. They had him on the ground, had him in handcuffs, and this was while this man was going to work. Now, I don't know the specific details on what happened, but this happened in Florida. Everybody probably know who Tyreek Hill is. When you run somebody's tags on their car, 9 times out of 10, their name pops up. And I don't think Tyreek Hill has his car under his mama name. I really don't. And if he do, it's his mama. So my thing is, when you run this tags, you know it's Tyreek Hill. You know that it's a game coming up. You detained him for whatever reason, where you probably could have just gave him a ticket and let him keep on going. But it's how you detained him that I have a problem with. You put him on the ground, you know, you, and you you basically trying to embarrass this player. Some things that Tyreek said too after the game, and when they was asking him about, he said some things that his teammates rallied around him as these things was happening. When you talk about perseverance and not allowing things to get to you, and the main, as Jalen Hurts would say, the main thing is the main thing. We are talking about Tyreek Hill on Sunday. That is the main focus. He could have taken that as a sign of weakness, or he could have taken that, internally as internal thoughts that could affect his game. No, he used it for fuel in order to win this game. And Tyreek Hill, you are my MVP for week one on Sunday, man. Shouts out to you. Seriously, um, to persevere through all the things that you went through before having this game is one of the things that we have to realize that happened back in the day when um, racism was really active, and these African American players had to go through the same thing every day just to play a game, you know. Um, and so, shout out to Tyreek Hill. Shout out to the Dolphins winning against the Jaguars. Um, just phenomenal. Just phenomenal at this point. Broncos and Seahawks. What a game. I didn't expect the Seahawks to actually win the game. Well, maybe I did. I don't know. I had to check my picks to see. Um, Seahawks, to me, is an enigma. They really are an enigma. I don't know. I know they have good defense. They'll always have the 12th man. They're just an enigma to me because you don't know what team might show up. And the Broncos is the Broncos. Sean Payton is really trying his best, I believe, to get that team to play to their full potential. That defense is still no joke. Um, my thoughts with the Broncos is find identity. What is your identity? You know, what is your identity? And so that organization with the Broncos, and I think John Elway is one of the presidents there. They have been mixing and matching um, some things where they're trying to find the perfect solution to that team. And so we understand that things happen. You let Russell go, which I understand that he wasn't producing the way that you wanted him to produce. The salary that he was making was probably beyond the salary cap um, of what y'all can do. So it, Broncos is one of those teams. Seattle and the Broncos. This was a great game to have together because both of these teams is an enigma to me. So, and organization enigma to me. Um, Raiders and the Chargers. Welcome back, Mr. Harbaugh. Let me see what it is. Welcome back, Mr. Harbaugh. Ball, ball. Yes, and it's good to have him back in the coaching aspect because we know that Jim Harbaugh. When you talk about him, you talk about uh, greatness as a head coach. He took the team to the Super Bowl. He got bested by his brother, so hey, keep it in the family. You know what I'm saying? Nothing to be mad about. But he did take his team to Super Bowl. Wound up going to college, made some money in college, made some mistakes in college, and then so he's back in the NFL, and he comes back to the NFL out coaching a rookie coach, and uh, for the Raiders, beating them 22-10. The Raiders is another enigma to me. Don't know what the front office is doing. Don't understand what is going on with that front office to get talented players there to trade up. They did get Devontae Adams there. Uh, I just don't know. I just don't know. Hopefully, prayerfully, um, they can get it turned around. I spoke about the Dallas Cowboys and the Cleveland Browns. 33-17. Dallas defense. Kudos to Dallas. Micah Parsons, man. What can you say about Michael Parsons? You can line that man up anywhere on the line, offside, off the line, and he still makes it happen. I I, I am like, wow. There is so much that Micah um, can do. Like it is crazy how he played, and he had Lawrence alongside of him helping him out. Um, beautiful, beautiful, just beautiful how he played. Beautiful how things uh, transpired. Just beautiful. And like I said, I'm not a Dallas fan, but I'm giving props where props is due because due to the fact that Michael balled out, that defense balled out, having um having those key components and Diggs back, you can see a difference. And then when they get Bland back healthy, that team is going to be a problem. Um, at first, I had them. At first, I had them actually last in the division because I didn't think that they were going to be able to sign CD Lamb due to Dak Prescott's contract is up, and then they probably wanted to keep Michael Parsons, um, but that wasn't the case. Jerry Jones being Jerry Jones, waiting to the last minute for um, him to sign some contracts, making Dak Prescott one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the NFL with that $240 million contract. Kudos to him. Congratulations to Dak Prescott. Well deserved. Only thing I can say, Dak, now since you have a 4 year extension with 240 million, sir, you're going to have to win some playoff games. The pressure is now on you, Dak, to win some playoff games and take that team to a Super Bowl. Um, that's all. That's all they are looking for is to get you to get to the Super Bowl. Now, don't get me wrong. Dak Prescott in the regular season is phenomenal. If you look at his numbers, he is phenomenal through the regular season, and he gets stuff done. He gets it done. With Cleveland, he got it done. All right. I can't complain about Dak Prescott um, right now. Right now, I think it's more so that the head coach is probably going to be on the hot seat if they don't go past or get to the NFC Championship game. They don't get to the NFC Championship game. I think Mike McCarthy's job is done. And from what I've seen on bulletins, that they're talking about Bill Belichick wants the coach in the 2025 season. I said this on FOST on Saturday with my other counterparts, and we were talking about will Bill Belichick want to go to the Giants or will he want to go to the Dallas Cowboys? And so when I thought about it, I don't think that Bill and Jerry's um, power struggle is going to be good for Dallas. I really don't. But if you talk about talent wise and all the weapons and stuff, it would be feasible for Bill to go to the Dallas Cowboys to be a head coach. If Jerry can just sit back and let Bill do what he needs to do, Dallas could be dangerous under Bill Belichick. And so when I look at that, I'm like, oh wow, Bill Belichick and Dallas. Man, that is gonna be a problem. The defense is already a problem. Bill would tighten up that defense even more and make that team phenomenal. Um, and if he brings his boy Josh McDaniels on board, I think Dak and Josh will work great together. And I hate to say this, I do not want that to happen. I really don't, because I am a Philadelphia Eagles fan. Um, Fly Eagles fly, and I don't want to see that happen. No, 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 no. But when you look at Dallas and you're saying, "Whew, man, look at the weapons. Look at CD Lamb." So kudos to CD Lamb also signing his contract. Yeah, he signed a great deal for a wide receiver. Most of this money is guaranteed. I think it was 180 million. I'm not sure, but I know that he signed a new contract with the Dallas Cowboys, and he did not disappoint when it came to Cleveland, that Cleveland game. So, I mean, let's look at his stats. When you talk about how I only think he just had five, but this is like I said, this is Rust, and he also was not in camp. So Lamb had, uh, he even rushed the ball. CD Lamb had three carries for 25 yards rushing. Receiving, he had five receiving yards for 61 yards, no touchdowns. Um, how about this? Five receiving yards, 61. I mean, five receptions, 61 receiving yards. Guess what? And those 61 receiving yards was still the highest out of all the other wide receivers on the team. So, and some of it was miscues from Dak because due to the fact that that Dak and the defense of the Cleveland Browns um, probably had something to do with some miscues and things of that nature. But kudos to CD Lamb, Dak Prescott, and that uh, Jerry Jones organization. Now flip the script over to the Browns. All right. Let's see. The Browns. We're talking about the Browns, and the Browns to me is a conundrum. Uh, Seriously, it is because I, how can I say it? You spend money, a lot of money on on Watson. You really do spend a lot of money on Watson. All right, just he got hurt last year. Understand that you can't play hurt. We understand that. And we understand that it is the game, and we understand that players go through a lot. I'm looking at Deshaun Watson's numbers: 24 of 45 for 169 yards, one touchdown, two INTs. Oh man! So when I look at that, and I'm like, okay, what can we do to help this brother? Where's his weapons? Now, rushing yard. Deshaun had 5 carries for 39 yards because he tried to rush. Offensive line was just not there. Uh, like I said, Michael Parsons is a beast. Very destructive. Disrupt. Oh, I can't even say the word destructive when it comes to uh, that defensive interior. We see Ford. He had 12 carries for 44 yards. Um, and then we have PJ Strong Jr. for 2 carries, 10 yards. Njoku, 4 receptions for 44 yards. He was the highest wide receiver with catches. With only, he's averaging 11.0 for each, just about each catch or carry. Akins only had 27 yards for three receptions. Judy, which I was expecting more from Judy, 3 receptions, 25 yards, 8.3 average yards, 1 touchdown. Amari Cooper, 2 receptions for 16 yards. 2 receptions. This Cleveland defense, I'll put it like this Cleveland defense had 1, 2, 3 sacks. 3 sacks on that. Um, no interceptions. The defense is not the problem for Cleveland. I know that Dallas scored 33 points, but after a while, you you as a defensive player are fighting and struggling just to keep them out of the end zone, and you get it's called wear and tear basically. And I'm going to just say that this is the first game of the season. There's a lot of rust, and you can see the rust on the field. And so that's what I'm gonna give an excuse to for Cleveland is there's a lot of rust on the field, and hopefully, prayerfully, they can get it together. If they don't get it, excuse me, if they don't get it together, the issue is going to lie in is Deshaun Watson our future quarterback? Do they need to start shopping for other quarterbacks? That's going to be the biggest question. If this season does not produce for the Cleveland Browns, that organization is one of those other organizations where you scratch your head. I used to say that Cleveland, if you were if you were to be traded and they trade you to Cleveland, that's where your career goes to die. That's like going to a retirement home, waiting for your last days. That's what I used to say. But now, since they have Jim Schwartz, which I would have loved for Jim Schwartz to come back to Philly to win another Super Bowl, especially with his IQ of defense. But we got Vic Fangio. I, both coordinators are real good coordinators, defensive coordinators, and um, I'm not gonna knock it. I think both coordinators do a pretty good job in calling games and understanding what the offensive opponent is trying to do. Now, when you look at some of these games, you go, "Oh, that was pretty close," or "That was okay." Yes, this is the first season. Remember that most teams don't allow their starters to play in the preseason. But in the case of the Washington Commanders and the Buccaneers, kudos to the Buccaneers for winning 37-20. Yeah, um, good job, Buccaneers. Good job. Good job. I feel like Hancock. Good job. Um, Baker Mayfield is Baker Mayfield. I mean, you see the fire in Mayfield when you first start off. See the fire in him during the playoffs, but to me, I just don't think Baker Mayfield is the answer for the Buccaneers. But hey, for now, rock with him. Let me see his numbers. I would love to see Baker Mayfield's numbers. Player stats. Let's look at his player stats. Mm, all right. Baker threw for 289 yards, 4 touchdowns. Yeah, that was a good game, Baker, for you. Uh, 24-30, 289 yards, 4 touchdowns. Um, bravo, bravo. Just an excellent game against a team that is struggling to find their identity or build. They're rebuilding. So let's see what the rookie did. Player stats, rookie. And you know what? I like Daniels. I really do. I think this kid is going to be something special. Once they get the right key components around. I I didn't understand why Washington would give up Dotson. Dotson would have helped this kid out. Another read that he could have had. Um, but his numbers, this is his numbers: 17 of 24 for 184 yards for his debut. But it wasn't his arm that got the touchdowns; it was his leg. 16 carries for 88 yards, 5.5 a carry for 2 touchdowns. And Robinson had 12 carries, 40 yards, 3.3 average, and had 1 touchdown. So there was no passing touchdowns for the Commanders, and that says a lot. This says a lot to me because it tells me that the Commanders have not built an offensive line to protect this kid. If he has to run for his life or run for touchdowns, that is not good. Um, not good. Not good. You don't want to have your quarterback running the ball more than the doggone running back. I always said this before. Why would you have your quarterback run the ball more than the running back that you have? It baffles me. Like uh, somebody needs to slap somebody for doing that. Let your running back earn his money, but he can't earn his money if there is no offensive line. Has to have an offensive line. If he doesn't have an offensive line, then guess what? Your running back sucks. He sucks. He's just gonna suck. And that is just football 101. You have to have a strong offensive line. You have to have a strong defensive line in order to win games. But if you don't have those things, then you're going to be in the bottom of the heap, and you're always going to struggle to try to find ways to win. And that's the problem with organizations. All right, I don't. I think you think about the wide receiver and the running back and all those other things, but you forgot about how is the running back going to get through the hole if you don't have an offensive line? How is the wide receivers going to get the ball if you don't have an offensive line? The offensive line is the key to winning. Defensive line is the key to winning. When you have men fighting in the trenches, guess what? They will win. They will win. Now, I already talked about the Rams and the Lions. That was a nice game. Wanted more from Jared Goff. Puka Nakua he got hurt during that game, and he is a game to game decision. Cooper Cup showed his old side, which was a good thing because Cooper was hurt last season. Now with Cooper Cup and uh, Puka Nakua together, I think they will be a great combination for Matthew Stafford. Stafford to me played okay. It wasn't impressive. I wasn't impressed by the Rams. Um, they did make some plays that I was like, "Ooh, that's nice." I hope that uh, the Eagles see this game and they can use that in their arsenal. Um, their little inquiries, little things of their nature, in order to to make things happen. Um, but they really didn't like woo you in in this game. I think the Lions defense is missing C.J. Gardner Johnson, which I thank y'all for letting him come back to us. Um, there's so many things. I think we covered all except for the two beginning games, which is the Baltimore Ravens and the Kansas City Chiefs. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! I thought the Ravens was going to win this game, but I actually did pick the Chiefs. But likely is like that. That's all I gotta say. Likely, you like that. Most definitely, bro. You are like that, brother. You are like that. And whoever had talked trash while likely was going through the tunnel, man, leave that man alone. He was the only one that really was balling. Him and Zay Flowers. I don't know what Zay Flowers was doing. They said that it was Jackson's fault that Zay Flowers didn't catch the ball in the end zone. Um, I don't know because the ball was in the air and Zay Flowers just put his hands up like this. Zay, I'm gonna need you to dive at that ball and do something. Act like you want the ball, bruh. I know it was a little behind. Maybe it was slightly behind, but they were just not on the same page there. And then likely, if he could have just got the toe in, I think the Ravens would have won the game. I really do. Now, have the Ravens impressed me? No, no. You got big Derrick Henry, and you mean to tell me you have Lamar Jackson running for over 100 yards, and you got a back that's 240 pounds, and you don't use the back? What is wrong with you? I mean, seriously, what is wrong with you? I mean, come on. That doesn't make no sense. A 240-pound back. Let's see the stats on this, man. Because when I saw this, I think I saw this earlier and it kind of peeved me off. Lamar Jackson, 26 of 41, 273 yards, one touchdown pass. Okay? Look at this. Look at the disparage in carrying the ball. Lamar Jackson had 16 carries for 122 yards, no touchdowns, averaging 7.6 yards a carry. Something wrong with this picture. Excuse me. Check this out. Check this out, FOST fans. Derrick Henry, 13 carries, 46 yards, 3.5 yards carry, one touchdown. Hmm. Now, when I said likely balled, he balled out. Whoever have likely on their fantasy, or if you don't have him on your fantasy, it's time to put him on your fantasy because he balled out. Mr. Likely, kudos to you, bro. Kudos to you. Kudos to you, bro. I mean, Mr. Likely, you really balled out. You really balled out. That's all I really have to say. You balled out. 9 carries or 9 receptions for 111 yards, 12.3 yards averaging, averaging 12.3. That's a first down every time he gets the ball. And then he gets one touchdown. He would have had two if he could have kept his dot to toe. That's okay. Likely, you all right with me. Cheers to you, bro. Yes, all day, every day, likely. And he's like that. His name should be like that because he's like stable point for FOST. All right. So when I look at these two teams, and now we go to the Kansas City Chiefs side and go, well, you talking about my Chiefs. You talking about my Chiefs. You talking about my Chiefs. Yeah, that's how I feel about the Chiefs. Shots fired. All right. Kansas City. Let's look at this side. Boom. Kansas City. Well, I have those. I don't know if there was a quarterback that got over 300 yards this on the first week. But like I said, rust week. This is a rust, you know, getting off, shaking off the rust. All right. Patrick Mahomes had was 20 of 28, 291 yards. He was close. One TD and one INT. Okay, some of the best quarterbacks just having a lot of trouble keeping the ball from the other team. Just want to put that out there. Pacheco, 15 carries for 45 yards, he averaged 3.0 yards carry, one touchdown. Xavier Worthy, which is worthy. When I tell you this man is worthy. Buffalo, you should be kicking yourselves in the behind right now because you allowed the Kansas City Chiefs to go jump ahead of you to get Xavier Worthy. I I don't know what Josh McDaniels. You must want to give not Josh McDaniels. What is his name? Oh my gosh, the head coach for Buffalo. Um, I I know you're just choking yourself, just choking yourself. It, Josh McDaniels? No, I don't know who was the head coach for Buffalo. Can't think of the head coach's name. But y'all allow this man, Tyreek Hill 2.0, to go to the Kansas City Chiefs and already have one. Blows my mind. Just blows my mind. And he was worth every bit of getting up for the trade. And not only that, you paired him with Rice, which Rice didn't have a touchdown, but he had 7 receptions for 103 yards, 14.7 yards per. That's more per catch. Guess what? That's more than a first down, folks. This dude was balling too. Um, Travis Kelsey didn't do much. That means we only seen Taylor Swift 3 times because he only had 3 receptions. You know, the less receptions he get, the less we see Taylor. All right. At first, I thought we was gonna see Taylor Swift for the Super Bowl halftime, but when they said Kendrick Lamar, I was so happy. That's why I don't want Kansas City to go because I don't want them to sing. They not like us. They not like us. So let me see. Let me see here. Hmm. Let's look this thing over. So, as you can see, the Kansas City Chiefs won that game by 7 points, but they would have lost that game if my boy Likely would have just kept his feet in balance, which, like I said, it happens to the best of them. All right. Next game, last but not least game, if I can find it. The game that I was about to go through the television screen and choke my quarterback. Like, seriously. Look, Jalen, the Eagles will only go as far as Jalen Hurts will take them. Plain and simple. It's not a rocket science, Jalen. If you don't have it, throw it away. Just throw it away, bruh. Throw it away. Or tuck it and run it, throw it away. There was some things in this game that I just couldn't understand. I, I really couldn't understand. For the life of me, I just couldn't understand it. Saquon Barkley could have had 4 touchdowns. That tush push where Jalen fumbles the ball from the snap, or the center didn't get it up to Jalen's hands. This has happened several times before. It was not just with the new center; it happened with um, Jason Kelsey also. Uh, maybe 3 times with Jason Kelsey or more. You have Saquon Barkley, but you put him on the bench and you put Kenny Gainwell in here. This is where I can't understand for the life of me what is going on. Give that man his flowers. If he's balling, give him the ball. I didn't understand why Jalen Hurts was trying to force the run for himself. Maybe it's because they felt as though that um, they were focusing on Saquon. But Jalen, they didn't forget what you did to them last time. It's like that movie. I know what you did to us last summer. I don't know why I uploaded that. But yeah, they know what you did. So, bro, they're not trying to give you no avenues, no lanes. They shut that down earlier in the game. That's why I say Quan had such a great game. They already knew that they were focusing on you, bro. You were the only thing that was their goal, was not to let you beat them with their legs. So give it to Saquon. Um, Now at the end, you know why you got those yardage? It's because Saquon Barkley tenderized that meat. He tenderized them boys. I mean, it was like pound for pound, you're going down. Romy Rome got him going down. Saquon had him going down due to the fact that they didn't want no more. They were throwing out the red flag or the white flag before the game was even over. They ain't want no more. As Kevin Hart would say, "You weren't ready." Saquon could have had 4 touchdowns, 4 of them bad boys. But nah, somebody else need to get some touchdown. Or y'all messed up the tush push and never got the touchdown. And so, with that being said, we wound up kicking the field goal because I think what happened, we lost some yardage, somebody was offsides, whatever. Case in point, if it ain't broke, then don't try to fix it. Now, Jalen, your numbers was 20 of 34, 278 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 INTs. Both were your fault. Both were your fault, bro. I'm going to say, Jalen, this is, um, we're just going to say, this is rust because you didn't get a chance to play in the preseason in real live action game. Now, behind Barkley's, let me put it like this. I don't know why my nose is running. Now, Saquon Barkley, on the other hand, had 24 carries, 109 yards, 4.5, 2 touchdowns. Guess what? Running the ball. 2 touchdowns running the ball. Guess what? This is how you're supposed to use your running back. Lamar, Baltimore. That's how you use your running back. 24 carries, 109 yards, 4.5 yards per carry, and you wear that defense down. Yeah, wear it down. You don't sit up there and give your prize running back only 13 carries. Now, Jalen Hurts had 13 carries, 33 yards, 2.5. But my thing with Jalen Hurts, that didn't come until after Saquon Barkley actually wore their behinds out. So I like you, Saquon. Hope you stay for us for a very, very long time. Mama always said life is like about chocolate. But we knew what we was gonna get. All right. Kenny Gainwell. You didn't gain well nothing. Kenny only had one carry for 2 yards. When we talk about receiving core, let me tell you, you got to go downtown, Brown. Downtown, Brown. Kudos to downtown, AJ Brown. Woo! AJ, you're a stud, dude. When Alexander was getting all up in your face, talking that junk, he went back to the huddle. I could be in the huddle. I could just imagine what happened in the huddle. He went back into the huddle and said, yo, same play. Give me the ball. Give me the ball. This boy is talking junk. Give me the ball. Give him back the ball. And guess what he did? Made Alexander wish he wouldn't. He was about to lose your job. The job and the assignment, Alexander, was to stick A.J. Brown. Again, you talking all that trash. Then you went into the half and y'all were up. First play of the game, boss. He dogged you out, man. I mean, literally dogged you out. Meaning, 1-on-1, you and downtown A.J. Brown, Jalen Hurts throws it downtown. A.J. Brown catches the ball, and he's gone. Finito, baby. AJ, what a game, bro. Look at this. 5 receptions. The man only needs 5 receptions to make 119 yards. The average point was 23.8. One touchdown. He could have got two more. But Jalen Hurts' inaccuracies and jitters probably messed that all up. But you know what? That's Batman number one. All right. Kudos to AJ Brown. Thank you, my brother, for doing all you do. Yes. AJ Brown, we love you, man. We love you, man. But we also love Batman number two, Devontae Smith. Seven receptions, 84 yards. You average 12 yards per carry. Let me tell you about Eagles' weapons, man. I mean, dang. AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goddard, Saquon Barkley, Johan Dotson. Now I'm going to go to Johan Dotson real quick before I get into Devontae Smith. I did talk about Devontae's numbers, but matter of fact, let me talk about Devontae real quick. Um, Devontae, you'll never find a crisp, more clean route running individual like Devontae Smith. When you pair up AJ Brown and Devontae Smith together, that is the duo. I'm not just saying that because of my they're my team, but when you talk about they talk about them across the league. Now, the third weapon is Dallas Goddard. He only had 4 catches, but for 31 yards. He could have probably had more because that middle was kind of lax, but Jalen just could not see the field as much as you know I was hoping that he would see it. But Johan Dotson on a couple of those routes, we seen Johan Dotson was a decoy, and he was a decoy to open up other things. But some of those other things never opened up, and I think Jalen Hurts should have just gave him the ball to test out this young man's speed because Johan Dotson is fast. He is a playmaker. Uh, and so hopefully when he learns this playbook and he understands what's going on a little bit more, then he's going to be a weapon for the Philadelphia Eagles. You're going to have to deal with 4 weapons. Hold on, one, two, three, four, 5 weapons of the Philadelphia Eagles. And that is sickening. We could say 6 along with um, Jalen Hurts once Jalen gets the jitters out and understands that he is an elite quarterback in the NFL and he has to play like an elite quarterback in the NFL. Once he understands this position is not for the vague at heart and that he has to back up, the main thing is the main thing, and the main thing is to stay focused. All right. And so when you look at that offense, you look at that offensive line, hopefully um, that center and Jalen get on cue because they're going to have to. Him snapping the ball, that was not Jalen's fault for that turnover. It was the center's fault that snapped the ball, and Jalen didn't call for it. So they have to get on the same page. You know, uh, there's some things I've seen with that offensive line that I was impressed with, and then there's some things I was not impressed with. Uh, when it came to passing the ball, Jalen, you have to make 1, 2, 3 reads. Boom, boom, boom. You have to see the field, and you have to slow it down to see the field. You have to stay in there to take some hits in order to get that ball off. Um, and that's okay because that gives us a sign of a tough quarterback. Bond. Bond had a total of 11 tackles, 2 sacks. Bond is the truth. Love this linebacker. He reminds me of uh, Kendrick Perkins. Is it Kendrick? Not Kendrick Perkins. Uh, Kendrick. That used to play for the Philadelphia Eagles in that winning Super Bowl. Uh, and I think Bond is one of those cover and blitzing uh, linebackers. When you look at Bond gives 110%. His motor is always running. He's always trying to get into a play. I love that about this kid. When you talk about Blankenship should love. Oh, kudos to Bond too. Um, Blankenship should love Green Bay. He started. He got the winning job because of Green Bay. That year where he intercepted the ball and he does it again. He does it again. And he intercepts them. He only had 4 tackles with 4 assists, um, but he was all over the place. Kudos to Blankenship for the interception. Quingon Mitchell, bruh, bruh, bruh. Quingon, I love you, man. You talk a lot of crap for a person they say is quiet. I don't think you're quiet, bro. But you better back it up. You missed one play that cost us, and it was a score. But after that, man, we love you. Quinion Mitchell was a good pickup for the Philadelphia Eagles. Hopefully, he can move to that um, at that outside position very soon. N'Kobe Dean, Dane. Um, N'Kobe Dean, all I gotta say, bro, is you had a pick six and you dropped that. You dropped it, man. Uh, what in the world? Pick six could have changed the game. N'Kobe Dean gotta maintain focus. The main thing is focus. Gotta maintain it, take it to the house, bro, because that actually could have put us way apart from what we went one, what was it, 29-34. Okay? Focus. You see that ball coming, don't think of the house, think about the ball. Look the ball in, let it hit your hands, take it on to the house. Then you think about taking it to the house. First catch, then run. First catch, then run. But for the main part, Kobe Dean, you had 3 tackles, 1 assist. CJ Gardner Johnson, man, what can I say about CJ? CJ only had 2 tackles and 3 assists. Um, and CJ, we need you. Just keep on balling. Big play slate. I'm looking for more from you. You only had 2 tackles, one assist. Josh Sweat, you only had 1 tackle, no assist. Maddox, you had 0 tackles, 3 assists. Um, Carter, 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 Carter. We need more production, bro. I know that you clogged up some middles and things of that nature, but Carter, you only had 2 assists, no tackles. Okay, Brandon Graham, 0 tackles, 1 assist. And I don't even see Jordan Davis on it. Wow, that says a lot. I don't know if Jordan Davis even played, but overall, if I graded the Philadelphia Eagles, they get a C-. But like I said, this is the first game of the season. Um, I give them a C+. Can't be that harsh because it is the first game of the season. Everybody's really trying to find their way, and like I said, you don't get a chance to practice during preseason because you're afraid that your um, your top quarterback or your top players will get hurt in the preseason. And so I can clearly understand that. I really do understand those things. It is now 7:22. I'm about to go view this uh, Niners and Jets game that is actually coming on. Let me see what time it is. See here. My computer's acting weird. Hold on for just a second. Mm-hmm. It comes on at 8:15, and I know most of you are getting prepared to watch the Niners go against the New York Jets, or the Jets go against the Niners. They're playing in San Francisco. San Francisco, the San Francisco treat. Ooh, yucca. It's been a plum pleasing pleasure and a privilege to have you here on FOST, going live on YouTube, our first YouTube live broadcast. Please join us tomorrow on Facebook. We will be FOST. We're going to call it Aftermath. We're going to talk about uh, all the things that happened in the NFL, also the Jets and the Niners game in detail. Some of the things you like, some of you didn't like. Please join us on FOST. Like I said, fans only sports talk, where the fans can express their opinions about the game that they love. And at this time, we are talking about the NFL season. Is going to be, it already started off nice. It's going to be real nice. Also, condolences to the Jones family. James Earl Jones dies at the age of 93 today. Um, our heart, our prayers are going out to James Earl Jones. He was a great actor. If you ever saw Star Wars and you ever heard of Darth Vader, he was the voice of Darth Vader. He also did other movies. He had a voice that was just so powerful and so beautiful to hear because it was that strong baritone voice. And you have also, you may have seen him in Coming to America 1 and 2 as King Jaffer. Um, yes, sad loss, but we're going to honor this great man. If you would like to join FOST on a broadcast, please hit us up, email us, um, inbox me, or put something in the comments stating that, hey, I would like to share my opinions about some of the things that we have said. I would like to join in, chime in, and we'll put you on. Um, Even if you have a small business and you want your small business to flourish, please come on and we'll actually put your business out there so that we can make sure that these young entrepreneurs are doing something positive for the community and being safe in this day and age. Y'all be blessed. Have a nice night and peace.